So before we get into the topic, I want to let you all know this new series will have its own playlist, and if you ever want to see all my different Mobile Legends playlists, just look down in the description. But we're going to be going over some of the things tanks should never do because this is very important. If you saw my video on the truth of Mobile Legends, then you already know some of the problems, but I'm the type of person that doesn't like bringing up a problem if I don't have a solution. So we're going to fix some of the problems in the Mobile Legends community by spreading real helpful information to the community and make it grow stronger and a lot better. So in the comment section before we even get started, write something a tank should never do and explain why. But getting into it, we're going to be focusing on two topics. Those two topics are last hitting and jungling. Even though this video is about things tanks should never do, if you all want, we can also make another video about the things a tank should be doing. So let's get this video to 500 likes, and I'll know that you all want us to make that video because it'll help some people out. But finally, let's get into last hitting. If you don't know this, when you last hit on anything in Mobile Legends, you get a little bit more gold. The more gold, the faster you'll be able to get fed. Because the job of a tank is mainly to take hits, a tank is never required to get fed. What makes a tank valuable is when the tank always makes sure the damage dealers are getting the last hits on everything. So right before you kill, you should stop hitting. If it's a minion, if it's a monster, or even if it's a person. I sometimes see tanks getting like 8 kills and constantly trash talking to teams saying, I shouldn't have more kills than you, I'm a tank, you're all bad. What people like that don't realize is if your damage dealer had those 8 kills instead of you, your team would have 8 times more damage than it currently does. Getting kills if it's not your job doesn't make you good. It actually hurts the team a lot. Same with minions, monsters. If you've been getting the last hit on everything all game, that means you're taking all the gold your damage dealers need to be able to kill the other team. Obviously, a tank needs to be able to take damage, so when a tank has items and defense, that's not a bad thing. But if you have a bunch of tankiness and no one can deal damage, then what's the point? You're going to tank a lot, but you're also going to die eventually because no one can kill. Always put your damage dealers first. From the second the game starts, as a tank, you can do your job and take hits. The damage dealers need to be stronger before they can do their job. So as a tank, never last hit anything. Now jumping right into jungling. This kind of goes hand in hand with last hitting. The only time a tank should be in the jungle is helping a damage dealer kill something. So many times I'll see a tank in the jungle farming while the rest of the team is in a team fight or something. The reason this is absolutely horrible is because you shouldn't be last hitting, especially in the jungle, because that really takes away from your team in a huge way. But also, it takes a tank 4 times as long to kill a jungle monster than it does a damage dealer. The reason is because it's not a tank's job to do damage, so tanks aren't made to deal damage. Think about this. If you put 5 Blade of Despairs on a tank and put 1 on a damage dealer, the damage dealer will still do more damage than the tank. The reason is because it's not a tank's job to do damage. That's also why if you put tank items on a damage dealer, they still die very easily. It's not their job to be a tank. In the amount of time it takes you to take out a jungle monster, the other team can kill everyone on your team. Your job as a tank is to protect the people on your team. One thing tanks don't realize is before anyone else on their team dies, the tank should be dead. They should not be able to get to your team without going through you. So if you're jungling, obviously they can't go through you. Tanks who last hit in jungle are letting their team down. Your team needs you to be the protector. They need to know that as long as you're on their team and you're their tank, you'll protect them with your life. If your team can trust in you and feel safe knowing that you're going to do your job and protect them, they can play better because they don't have to worry as much since they know if something goes down, you'll be the first one there helping them. We can go deeper into the tank role if you all want in another video, but these are just a couple things that you should never do. Let me know if I missed anything and be sure to drop a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you're new. I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one, fam. Peace out, yo.
Got the money and I split it with that.